And we'll just keep on fighting it, I guess. Hopefully I can maybe tweak with some stuff and try to get it to work. It's frustrating. If I checked if it's not your internet, I'm not sure how I would go about doing that. Explain to me, what do you think that would be dealing with? Would this be me needing to like possibly call the internet people? Like my provider and ask them questions, or just do like a speed test? The bandwidth thing to stop dropping frames and try raising it back up later. Speed test. I did a couple of those the other day and the day before that. It seemed to be regular for what I've had in the past with my speed tests. Lowering the bit rate from OBS would stop the dropping. Okay. Yeah, I've been jumping around because I tried to match my bit rate to my upload speed. From what I read online, they're suggesting doing it like 80% of whatever your stuff is. So that's what I'm running right now. I have dropped it as low as it'll go, and it still was having problems. If it dies again, I'll drop it low again. I think I can go as low as like 300. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. It just started doing it all of a sudden, and then I've been trying to troubleshoot the problem by messing with a couple different things, and I don't know if I've made the situation worse or better or what. So I'm hoping I can figure it out. One of the things I'm curious about is like if it's like you're saying internet, like my internet is causing some weird problems due to like, I don't know if they've changed stuff where that what is it, like my usage maybe, like they are, I maybe have used up my internet or whatever, kind of an idea, and they're kicking it down a notch, so then it's being all weird. Because that is, I guess, a loose possibility. Thing is I don't think I don't know if I'm on like a really like a metered internet. I don't think I am, but who knows? There may be still like a part of it that is kind of a thing. Like it, if you reach a certain point, it does go to that, but for the most part, it's not. You don't have line to internet there? Okay. That's... Does that work out okay for you for the most part? Or do you have a lot of issues with it? The non-lined internet? Thing is I'm not sure if changing the bit rate lower is bad, just as bad as is having it higher. Like, I'm curious if I'm just putting in the wrong information and I'm not interpreting what I need to be doing correctly. So, there's that as well. Actually turning out to be something very interesting. To see how it's fluctuated. It's like a dream or some kind of a psychedelic trip, how that went from what it was to what it is now. Kind of not liking the shape that's coming out of these things though. Does it need to be more of that round shape? More. Almost as if a big cat, not lion, was put on a... Yeah, that's what it's turned into. It's like... the cat head. Oh, maybe that might help, actually. Instead of having it be a structure of a face, just break it up into the hair. I'm digging that. Yeah, because it's not necessarily, doesn't feel like you said, like a lion. It feels feline in nature, but definitely not just straight up a tiger or a lion or anything like that. Okay, I think we're going to shrink a little bit of this. I choose to just do that same thing that I was doing over on the cheeks. Have it encroach into the white area and pull it back from it. Maybe need to do it up here as well, but feel the direction of what we're doing needs to... not sure about that. Yeah, this looks like a crazy ass cat. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Very much like a stray of some sort, or... giant chupacabra. What I have in one of my books is that chupacabra is actually just a goat with vampirism. That's why I can never find it. It's the goat that survived is the vampire. It's the chupacabra. I'm looking in the wrong place. But yet again, with that in mind, I don't know what type of a vampire it is, because there's quite a few of the vampire concepts that are out there that they transform. They kind of have a secondary look, so I guess the goat could look like this when it's vamped out. Please receive the text. Can I just access it, please? Okay, I think I did, maybe, hopefully. However you write it, yes. We will attempt to do something with that. Initially, this is my initial instinct for our red spots. Actually, I take that back. Teeth wasn't the initial. But I don't think I completely like that idea. Yeah, not a fan. I think it'd be cool to have this, though. I'll have to work on it, but something along this line. Of nature, where Thing is there's also the opposite of this that I could do too. The inversion of it, where it's less lines of just all bloody red, and then there was just spots not bloody. We'll have to mess around with this though. Alright, let's turn that off for a minute here. I need to really get some of these teeth down here a little bit better in the count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. It's gonna be tricky. Okay, what would you do? Though you would try it. So by making the whole layer of red, select color and area and clean. So one of the things I could do here is I could just duplicate this, turn it on, and then what I would do is I would select this area here as close as I possibly can without Photoshop freaking out. And then I basically go invert, Control I, and that inverts what I had prior. In that spot, it may be a little bit outside the lines here and there, but that version basically running that same kind of concept, but then from there then I can actually go in here and actually probably fill this in all the way and then actually really redo it so it's closer to kind of what we may want. The other thing is it could be a dual tone here too, technically with the red. You're thinking the whole thing? Like the whole piece? Is where your head was going with it? having all of it be red. Just like maybe here and here. Yeah, this version of doing it is kind of weird. Having this almost makes it feel almost like that currently how I'm doing it, like she has white stuff on red skin. So currently I'm thinking I'm liking what I had prior. That's a nice little goony possible test though on something. Yeah, well there's a lot of different options with this stuff. With all these pieces that are like this that I've done, I feel like I could easily go back and do variants of them that are a little bit different.